me just have a look at which episode is next. Oh, God. Oh, no. Can I have this week off, please?
I guess that's a no. Damn, you people are taskmasters. Okay, so this is one of those episodes where you can guess the entire plot from the title. There's going to be a giant child, and the Transformers are all tiny, like toys. Get it? What's worse, the story opens with some ridiculously contrived situation involving baseball. Yeah, somehow the Decepticons built a space bridge in the middle of a fully populated baseball diamond. People showed up in their seats and bought beer and hot dogs and stuff. Somebody came out and sang the national anthem. Presumably one or more of the teams came out to practice before the game, but somehow nobody noticed the giant interdimensional portal. I suppose it was hiding in somebody else's problem field. I guess somebody just wanted to make a bunch of terrible baseball puns and sight gags, because if there's one thing sci-fi nerds love, it's sports. That's called knowing your target audience. Although, come to think of it, seeing the Decepticons terrorize a bunch of jocks is right out of my 10-year-old fantasies, so I suppose they get a pass. So here's where the contrived part comes in. The Autobots naturally charge in to save the day, and this whole elaborate action sequence takes place just so a handful from each team can accidentally fall into the space bridge, which accidentally gets activated. And then, there they are, in a giant kid's bedroom, terrorized by toys, and the family cat, and so on in that fashion. Oh, the hilarity. In the middle of all this, two really strange things happen. Perceptor drives around like a car, like all microscopes do. And back on Earth, Wheeljack transforms into jazz. I don't even know what to say about that one. Oh, and when our giant kid finally shows himself, he drops Starscream into a fishbowl and he turns into Skywarp. But we've seen that trick lots of times. So yes, there's a giant child. They make a half-hearted effort to make him an alien by giving him slightly off-color skin, bug eyes, not enough fingers. But frankly, I've seen that before too. It's just not all that exotic. Stupid concept aside for a moment, this episode is genuinely horrible as far as animation mistakes go. I can't recall seeing this many flubs in a single episode in quite a while. Bad coloring, weird problems with cells lining up. It's particularly terrible even for this show. The party of Autobots includes Prime, Perceptor, Inferno, Bumblebee, and only very occasionally Smokescreen. But more often than not.
You know, I think I've worked out what the problem is. I think this episode was produced on Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. Only the daughters wrote it, animated it, did the voice production. This whole thing was made by children. That explains everything.
Okay, so based on that assumption, I'm going to go easy on this episode. I mean, it's not that bad an effort, really, for a girl. Look, Ravage is running on a hamster wheel, and Thrust gets tied up with string, and the kid's dad has a fantastic porn mustache. Okay, I'm genuinely pleased with that one, because he looks like an alien version of my dad, circa 1985. Relatable. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the Autobots are clueless, even with Chip. Yeah, big deal. So the kids' parents take the robots to the authorities, who poke and prod at them with sticks, and then decide they need to be dissected. Man, I didn't even go through that phase till I was 13 or 14, and even then it involved firecrackers. How primitive. The kid can't bear seeing his toys tortured, since I guess he hasn't hit puberty yet, so he grabs them up and runs off. Then the Decepticons escape too, and fly after them, including Ravage, who sort of doggy paddles through the air. Then they chase each other through the sewers so hilarity can ensue. Because if there's one thing funnier than running around in the sewers, it's running around in alien sewers. I bet their poop is like blue or something.
16-minute mark. What is that? 6 minutes left. I can do this. Oh, come on. I made it through the core. I made it through the Autobot run. I can. This is just stupid. It's not bad. I can do it.
6 minutes. Okay, let's see. Fight scene, some kind of elephant rat, surfing on garbage, hitching a ride back to the kid's house on the back of his cat, the Decepticons escaping back to Earth, alligators for some reason, and leaving the planet in a toy rocket. Wait, they're not back on Earth yet. This is a 2-part episode.
Oh, God.
Now it's time for this week's science lesson.
Utilizing the Energon cubes, I can modify my light cannon into a transport beam, amplifying the rays through this telescope.
Sure. Whatever.